Hey guys, so it has been a week or two since I've posted, and if you're not sure why, it's because I got a job. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but yeah, so I promised it wouldn't impact my channels, but it is, at least temporarily, so I apologize. Anyway, you don't care. Today we're going to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, a little heated on, and I figured you'd want to hear it. Now, obviously, I didn't want to do like a whole review or anything, or even talk about The Mist TV show until the whole season aired. But we just got to talk about the first 3 episodes, okay? Now, it said episode 3 was gonna air when you Google it on the 6th. I've already seen it. I don't know if you guys have. It's on TV Xfinity. When I go to my Xfinity account, it's on there. So I don't know if everyone has seen it. It says it hasn't aired on TV yet, so I don't know. So obviously there's going to be lots of spoilers in this. If you haven't seen episode 3 or any of the season, you probably don't want to watch this entire video. But based on the title and my reaction currently, you can probably tell that I'm a little bit disappointed by this show. First disclaimer, I just want to say, if this had been any other show besides The Mist, I would genuinely enjoy this show a little bit. It wouldn't be as bad as I'm making it out to be. It's because it was marketed as The Mist, a Stephen King novella turned show slash movie recreation, kinda, just like in a different part of the universe at the same time it's happening in the movie. If it wasn't marketed as such, I wouldn't be so annoyed right now. But because it's supposed to be The Mist, it's missing a lot of key factors of The Mist. For this video, I'm gonna call it No Monsters, Just Bugs, because that's all we're getting. Literally, my boyfriend and I sat down to watch The Mist, super excited. I was thrilled. I even told him before we started, I was like, I think I'm gonna like this more than the movie, honestly. With the way the previews looked, it just looked spooky and scary. Sorry, I'm getting so many texts. I like the concept of it being a show instead of a movie because you got to see more of the character build-up, some more backstory, which I like the backstory, okay? I like seeing people's stories. I think the movie is fantastic. I love it. I love the ending, obviously. So I really was hoping that they would kind of keep that same aura about the movie in the show, but it's made by different people, so obviously it's going to be a little bit different. It's also a show, not a movie, so it's going to be different. I get it. But where are the monsters, though? Like, we're not getting any? Okay. I even looked it up. I googled, are there any monsters in The Mist at all? Because I was getting frustrated. Literally by episode 3, my boyfriend and I were like, guess we're not getting any monsters, and so I looked it up, and sure enough, we're probably not going to see any monsters in the whole season. And that makes me frustrated because they're doing a whole different, like, philosophical concept regarding what the monsters actually are, and it's actually the people and their reactions to fear and, like, the actual situation. That's the monster. And it's the people are being shown as the monsters, not the actual things that are coming from the other dimension. But that's what The Mist is, okay? So I get so frustrated because, no, that's too conceptual for this to be the monsters. Like, no, that's not what The Mist is. I understand they're trying to take a different approach to the story and show a different side, and I think it's a cop-out, honestly. The CG is horrible in this show, and so I think it's kind of a cop-out, which you don't even need to see a lot. In part of the movie, you see the silhouette of a giant monster. That's all you need is a silhouette. You don't need to see all the special effects of, like, up-close monsters. I just want a silhouette. That's all I want. We have yet to see anything like that. Just bugs. Bugs are not scary. For me, maybe if you have a bug phobia, this would be scary for you, but it's not doing it for me. I will admit some of the scenes of deaths have been kind of cool, but I feel like that's the only horror elements we're getting. I like that they're not afraid of gore, and I like that they kept the dark feeling, I guess, of the movie. You know, with the ending, it's very, very dark. I wanted them to keep that going in the show, and they did by killing off characters. It wasn't, you know, that they're afraid to kill off people. But that leads me into my next criticism of the show. I have a lot to say for only 3 episodes having aired. Are you with me? Are you staying with me? Okay. Their reactions to things. Not a fan. I don't understand why they aren't, I mean, not everyone has to be over the top. Sometimes that's really annoying to have in a movie or a show. It's like, okay, let's calm it down. That's not realistic how you would actually react in a situation. But it seems like everyone is very toned down in this show. Is it just me? Literally, this woman's husband gets shot right in front of her and she doesn't really have a reaction. Maybe it's just shock. Maybe it's just like, you know, she can't process what's happening. But it seems that she never really has a moment. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, just everyone's like, oh my god. Oh my gosh, look at that. So then there's a scene where the main guy heads to the jail to go, I don't know what he's doing, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's at the jail, he sees 2 prisoners, and at this point, the only thing that's happened is that the mist has rolled in. And so I think he's seen like 1 person be kind of attacked or dead or something, I don't really remember. But that's all that's really happened according to him and his storyline. And the prisoners convince him that something is happening that's a natural disaster. You need to let us out of here. And he's just listening to them, and the next thing he says is, I'll get the keys. Like, you would really just let people out of prison / jail, whatever you want to call it, that fast? Like, you don't know why they're in there. Like, no shame towards prisoners or people in jail. Obviously, the first guy didn't deserve to be in there, as we know. We saw him in the beginning of the show. But still, he just seems so fast to just be like, you're right. There's a thick mist outside. I should really let you guys out just in case, you know, there are monsters in it and you're gonna die. Fun fact, there's no monsters in it. Which there are monsters in it, actually. We see that. People are being ripped apart. Which, can we see that? Can we see the monster doing something? Like, my next 2 criticisms happen in the mall. I think the mall storyline is one of my favorites. It's also the most ridiculous out of the whole show. Can we just talk about the fact also that the mall manager is also the repairman in 1408? I knew I recognized his voice, and he only had like 2 lines in 1408, and I was like, I know who that is. There's a lot of homages to Stephen King in this show, which I can appreciate, but still it's not. The biggest homage would be to put monsters in it. I don't know. Stephen King likes a good monster, which he likes some conceptual ideas as well. He's behind the show. He said he liked it. So the 2 situations that I did not appreciate in the mall. First of all, they find 2 dead bodies hanging in the bathroom, right? They had killed themselves, and they are both military, which we find out because they're wearing dog tags. So what they do is they wheel the corpses out in front of everyone. Now, if you're not trying to create a panic, why in the world would you just wheel out 2 dead bodies that killed themselves in front of everyone in the mall? Does that really make sense to you in your brain to be like, let's go show them these dead bodies, you know, to show how dire the situation is? The military is killing themselves. Clearly they know something. Let's go show everyone. Which maybe they're just trying to keep it real, be honest and open, but that seemed a little strange to me because obviously that's going to create a panic in everyone. The next point that I didn't like that happened to be part of that scene as well is they automatically assume that the military know what's happening. Just because they acted so weird that they were wearing dog tags. They're like, oh my god, dog tags. They know what's going on. Is it really that bizarre to see someone wearing dog tags? It's a mist rolling in, and as far as you know, just there could be a murderer in the mist. You don't know. It could be a natural disaster. It could be something weird, supernatural. Why are you thinking it's military happening? That wouldn't be my first guess. I wouldn't think, oh, we're in a chemical warfare all of a sudden. And then they kind of attack the one military guy who survived, or, you know, who isn't dead. And he's like, we don't know anything, which obviously in the movie, it is partially military. So I get that they're trying to make that connection, but I heard that it's actually a different scenario in the show and that they're doing a different storyline with that. I just heard it. I don't know if it's true because obviously it's supposed to take place in the same universe as the Mist movie. So that wouldn't really make sense if it had a completely different cause than the movie. Those are my major criticisms of the show so far. I'm sure I could find some more, but as we were watching the 3rd episode, I was like, I have to start writing stuff down at this point because it's just getting so ridiculous. There's so many things happening that are just don't make sense to me, and the acting isn't all that great, although we do have someone from American Horror Story in it. Love her, but her reaction to her husband dying was not. That was one of the ones that was more subdued. Anyway, again, these are all my opinions. If you love the show, I don't want to like shit on your show because, like I said, I would actually enjoy this show had it not been The Mist. If it wasn't called The Mist, it had nothing to do with The Mist, I would like the show. I like the drama behind it. I like drama shows. So that part doesn't bother me, that it's more focused on the storylines doesn't bother me as much. It definitely bothers my boyfriend because he's like, I didn't sign up for a drama show. I signed up for monsters, which we're not getting. So let me know if I missed something along the way or if I'm just not getting it. That's kind of my rant for the day about the show. I hope this will suffice for the Tuesday video this week because I was gonna do something completely different. I just felt very passionate about the subject right now and I just really, really need to get it all out there. I will be doing an update maybe at the end of the season as it progresses. Let me know if you want more than one update on the show because I am going to finish the show. I do want to give you guys a whole review once it's all concluded. There's going to be 10 episodes in total, so we shall see what happens. I'd love to hear your thoughts about The Mist thus far down below, and if you're enjoying it or you're more like me and you have some issues with it. Regardless of what it is, I want to hear from you in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.